I cut my 6-page CV into a 1-page CV because I wasn't getting any interviews. I've searched the internet and I've seen a lot of CV reviewers talk about this and talk about how to cut down a CV, but they don't go into the details of what to cut down and how you should actually cut it down. So I'm going to break it down this video. I'm going to show you how I did it and how it worked for me.
Your value increases when you add value to others.
I used my 1-page CV to apply to 656 jobs in a span of 1 month. I ended up getting 15 first-round interviews and 5 full-time job offers. So let's have a look on how to cut down your CV. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Let's head on now. The mistake initially that I did on my 6-page CV was that I hyped myself up to a point where I was talking a lot about my achievements and whatever I did within that role, obviously because I was so passionate about everything that I had achieved. But what I failed to realize was to quantify everything and to keep everything concise. So yes, you need to talk about yourself, and yes, you need to put across your talent and your skills and everything onto your 1-pager. But at the same time, how you package your CV really matters. And that's where you want to make sure you're looking at job roles that are relevant to the job role that you're applying for. So cut down on any consulting things that you did on the side or anything that you did as a project. Don't put that into your experience. Try to bring that into a project section. So keep your work experience purely focused on the experience that's relevant to the job role that you're applying for. So I went ahead and cut down a lot because I had done a lot of consulting outside of sales for the full-time job that I had. I did have other part-time opportunities, part-time jobs that I did on the weekends and so on. And so I added everything into my experience. So always focus on what really matters most, because that job that you're applying for, you need to tailor make that CV for that role that you're going in to apply for. So that's where the relevant information is really important for a recruiter. The recruiter generally spends around 6 to 10 seconds on your CV. You want to captivate the recruiter within that short while that you have. I condensed all the information of all my job specific roles and responsibilities that I fulfilled within that particular role. I took it, I quantified it, and then I brought it down to 5 of the main top points that I required. But then when I put it onto my CV, I only mentioned my top 4. So I kept 4 bullet points for each job because I had 7 to 8 years of experience. Now, what I had done is taken all my 7 to 8 years of work experience, taken down 4 bullet points, and which are the top things that I had achieved within that role, and quantified with numbers, whether it be the sales numbers, whether it be the number of projects I worked on. I brought it in and the success metrics for those particular roles, and made everything a one-liner and made sure to fit in within 4 bullet points. So that kind of concised everything, because when you start quantifying the jobs that you've done, a lot of that fluff and the information that you use to actually bring out explanations for that particular role actually fall out. All those extra words fall out because the number does the job for you. This point can be region specific or recruiter specific or even company specific. The objective section on top, whether it be objective or profile summary, whether you want it or not, that's up to you to keep. I generally like to keep a 2-sentence objective of my particular, it's like an elevator pitch for me, literally 2 lines of what I've done, what I've achieved, and what I'm looking for. So those are the 2 specific questions I'm answering. And when you look at that 2 lines, it's very clear cut and there's no added BS to it. The other thing that people can get carried with, and I definitely did, was to add 10 to 12 skills, including my technical skills, my soft skills, combine everything and put as skills. No, adding Microsoft PowerPoint as a skill, adding Excel sheets as a skill. Please stop adding unnecessary things as skills. In 2024, I think it's pretty evident that if you know how to use a laptop and if you know how to use technology, you know how to type up a Word document. So you really don't need to be adding that into your CV. Obviously, proficiency within a particular tool can be added into your CV so you can have what I had done for sales was I had my skills section, and just below my skills section, I had tools that I had used and what I was proficient in. So I had the top or 3-4 tools that I had used, whether it be Sales Navigator, Pipedrive, the CRMs that I had used, the top or common ones that I had used. And then that allows them to understand how or what my process was and my skill set around my selling. And so that kind of elevates your CV, but that's not necessary in your case. If you don't require tools, then don't bother writing it. You don't have to have tools within your CV. And along with that, I only kept my technical skills, and I only had top 5 of my technical skills that I added onto my CV. So that kind of compressed everything into making sure that I'm very job specific and role specific. So I only had skills that fit that particular job that I'm applying for, and made sure that I was hyper focused for that role that I'm applying for. And that gives you a better chance of success rate when it comes to the recruiters reading it, as well as you getting that first call, because people want to know more about you. The more information you put into your CV and the more stories you make up to put in and hype yourself up within your CV, it gives less interest for the recruiter to actually call you up and ask you more about yourself. Think about your career as a movie. If your CV is the trailer, then the trailer should really intrigue you to watch the movie. So that's exactly what you want to do. You want to make sure that there are little bits and pieces on your CV to hook the recruiter, to make sure that the recruiter is really interested and intrigued to know you better and to know you more. And so they're going to make up that LinkedIn message, they're going to write up the LinkedIn message or the email, or to set up that first call, or even call you up on your phone. All right, the other thing that I cut down was my education. I had my school, I had my details of my school, the website of my school, I had my grades and everything. I really don't think that recruiters are looking at how well you scored in your 10th grade and 11th grade and 12th grade and where you studied. It doesn't really matter. If you have an international experience of traveling around and being in different places, bring that traveling experience and languages on your CV, but do not go ahead and add in your 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade marks and so on, because it really doesn't matter. Recruiters don't really care about that. If you've done well within your master's or within your undergrad, if it's a technical role, then obviously you want to highlight your educational experience and how well you've done. But that all can be done in one line. So where you studied, the date that you entered school, and when you left, and once you've graduated, what grade did you get? So that's enough for the recruiter to understand your particular degree, as well as know what you've done in that degree. Pro tip, make sure to use action words on your CV, because that really highlights your experience and what you've done. I'm going to put that on the screen, so screenshot this and save it for later. Here are some other redundant information that you can eliminate on your CV. It could be your personal interest, your hobbies, and then you add that one-liner at the end of your CV saying reference will be provided later, or whatever sentence that you have there on request. You can definitely delete that. Don't have it, because anyone knows that if they're obviously going to contact you for a reference, you're definitely going to make it happen, or you're going to let them know who they can contact and so on. You also want to remove any projects that add no value to your CV. If it's your 12th grade school project or some social service that you did when you were maybe 10 years old. The final thing that I did to make sure that my CV was one page was to make sure that the formatting and alignment were all in square. So making sure that you have everything aligned to fit a margin, as well as making sure that the right side margin is also squared up. You can justify that within Word. And then when you're going to apply for jobs, please make sure to save this Word document as a PDF, convert it as a PDF, so that your format stays intact within that page. So wherever you upload it, whatever software you upload it, job application you upload it, even if you upload it on LinkedIn, it will stay as a page. It will never change. And make sure that you're only applying with your PDF document. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget to share this video with someone looking out for a job. Cheers.